over the weekend for Saturday, Sunday, which was super awesome. But also we we found out it was pretty cool because there's a wall, that was built with love story 300 years ago, which is so beautiful. And that's where they used the wall to bring water to the mountain. But the story is beautiful because when they're captured by Spain, a local, um, pretty wealthy person fell in love with the lady from Spain and he wanted to impress her. So he built this giant wall um, of, I think, couple kilometers, maybe, maybe a mile long or something. And now she wasn't impressed, so she didn't fall in love with him. But anyways, he tried. Um, maybe she saw the Great Wall of China, and she's like, "Hey, 1 mile, like we need like 100 miles. But anyways, it was a beautiful story. And what's the reason I'm telling you is because we're celebrating our 1 year anniversary and having a great event, but it happened to be the 300-year anniversary of that wall. So they had fireworks and, we got to see it. It was beautiful and they had big festivals. So it was like celebration of the city, but we are also having our very first event here in the city, and which was super fun. And it's exciting for all, I know we have our directors and some of the team leaders from Mexico also joining us on Monday mornings. It was exciting because for many of us in the United States and Canada, within the America continent, it's the first expansion outside of US and Canada to Mexico last year, which set the foundation for the further expansion of Latin America, that we just started a few weeks ago. So it was pretty exciting. And we do have a lot to cover today. We got a lot happening in the United States, Canada. We got April promotion. We got the Mother's Day promotion. And we also have a special call lined up this coming Wednesday we want to talk about. But before we dive into that, it was such an exciting and impressive event. I thought it would be great to hear from a couple of the leaders from Mexico who did an incredible job preparing for the event. They did amazing sharing their trainings as well as powerful recognitions and all the stories we got to hear. It was amazing. And I thought it would be great to hear from them. So let's actually go out to Mexico right now. I believe we have Miss Paloma on the call. Miss Paloma, thanks for joining us. I see you. Here you go. Well, I congratulations, Paloma, first of all, on all the great things you did over the weekend. Would love to hear from you how your team is feeling, how you're feeling right now, and what's happening ever since the event over the weekend.
Hello, Mr. Danny Bay, and hello here to everybody. Thank you so much for inviting us to share in this call. It's been a weekend like we still are like uh, digesting like everything we lived because it was like really um, it was a lot of emotions, of information, of vision. But one thing that it was like really exciting. It's just like looking, this is just like the beginning. I've been here in Riman since May of last year. My sister, which she's here with me, she invited me to this company, and in April of last year, I was just like a client. I was like in network marketing and everything, but I started just like as a client. And when I saw like what was coming, then I started like building and everything. But I didn't know what we were gonna do. No, we just started here in Mexico, like doing that K-pop ups over here. And this weekend, just like looking what's coming to Mexico, to Latin America, all the countries that we're gonna have been opening. It was just like, wow, this is so privileged to be in this moment. Like we haven't had an opportunity like Riman. I don't know, I didn't see this in the industry like in the past 10 years. Something like so big, having this amazing product, having this amazing, like everything. It's like we have like everything here. It's like simple to do. It's the simple thing that uh I've been doing. So I think it's just like feeling in the right place at the right moment, because I think all that team yesterday we were like talking after the event what we live, and I think it's just a feeling and the perception of wow, wow, the opportunity, and it just beginning, no, like Mr. Danny said yesterday in the event, if people haven't been in the company and they're just starting, they're just coming in the right moment, because this past year it's like we just been like starting, over here. So there's like a lot to do. And well, they just launched the new line over here in Mexico, and all that started the travel kits and all of that, and people were just like exciting. I think over here the feeling of the people is just like appreciation, because a lot of the team haven't been in something as big as Riman, and it just like that feeling. So it was just amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Danny Bay, and thank you to all the directors over here. And we're just like, we're ready, to what's coming right now in Colombia, Peru, and just seeing the vision of the how Mr. Danny said yesterday in the event. 3 years ago there was only like one country, and right now it's like 17 countries, and in 5 years it's gonna be 50 countries. I think it's just like wow, we have a lot to do, a lot of countries, and I'm just like so blessed to be here in Mexico, in Latin America, to build Riman. So thank you.
Congratulations, Paloma, and thank you so much for sharing. Next, let's go out to Mexico City and hear from Mr. Rodrigo, Director Mr. Rodrigo. What an incredible job you did over the weekend. Congratulations, and thank you for all you do. And thanks for being on the call with us this morning.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Danny Bay. This was an amazing weekend, and I mean, I could talk for hours like about this, about what we lived. But here's two things. First of all, there was an enormous sense of gratitude, right? Gratefulness. We're so blessed to be here right now, year one, in the US year three, in Korea year seven. I mean, every country has their own stage, but I believe we should be grateful for whatever we're living right now, and that's number one thing. And I think everybody kind of had the sense of the broader vision, right? We're not just building like a a regular company. I really believe Riemann is different, and you can experience the difference, the difference we all love. I just love that. That's number one thing. Grateful. We're so grateful for being here right now. And the second thing is having a bigger vision. And you talked about that, Mr. Danny, with all the team leaders. I don't know if you're gonna say something about this. I don't want to spoil anything, but what we learned, what we felt on our skin is. We need to have a bigger vision, a vision so big that we can, welcome everybody in the world. Everybody wants a better skin. Everybody wants to look younger. And of course, everybody wants and is praying every single night for an opportunity to have a rebirth on this lifetime. So we're so grateful. Thank you, Mr. Danny. And let's go to the next level.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rodrigo. Once again, congratulations and thank you for all you do in leading the market in Mexico. Last but not least, let's go out to Querétaro and hear from Mr. Ivan Tapia. Thank you for your powerful trainings over the weekend, and thank you for all you do. And thanks for joining us this morning, Mr. Ivan.
Truly a pleasure, Danny. Thank you for the opportunity to share here with all of us. And always a pleasure listening to you, and an amazing event last couple of days in Querétaro. Definitely a lot of people's beliefs went through the roof. Belief in themselves and belief in the company went amazingly off the roof. Um, Events are always, I've been doing this 17 years, and definitely after 17 years, you keep showing up to the events, and people keep showing up to events, and truly, that's the key. Let's come to events because that's where people connect. That's where people believe more in themselves. And when we have Riman, which I've been looking for 17 years, right? And I've been looking this opportunity for 17 years. And thank God that it's in with us, and thank God that we have the opportunity to be here and at the beginning. That you're going to be a lot of people joining, but right now that we have the opportunity to be at the beginning, and then the people have the opportunity to see that through an event. It's truly amazing because not only they get out motivated, because we can try to motivate them all the time, but when they see the strength of the company, when they see the knowledge of all the leaders, the top leaders, and they see the backup of corporate, people got out so amazing. We got people traveling in a bus like 10 hours to go to the event. We got people who are maybe in Mexico, the income is not that great, and people are making that effort and that sacrifice to go there. I was hearing the stories last night, very late last night, and some people were in a house or in a hotel room, several of them staying in the same room, eight of them staying in the same room, three leaders sleeping on the floor just to be in the event, because they travel so far away, and they spent or they invested money, and to be here. But then hearing them and listening to them, and having the opportunity to listen to how the Reman, maybe $500 a month is making an extra change for them. But then listening to them that's not only the $500, you know it's about being here in the culture, and them believing more in them for their life and for their family, and how they can grow more through Riemann, and it's such an amazing growth that you see the belief. In other words, you see the culture growing through emotional impact. But that's what grows in an event. And that's why I love events, because people get connected to an emotional impact, and they're going to remember those events forever. They're going to remember the conversations. They're going to remember a phrase. They're going to remember an image of something that happened to them in that event. And it's going to take them to the next level. A lot of people made big, 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 big convictions, big commitments for their life yesterday, and that is so amazing. So grateful for that. Grateful for Riman, because at the end, Riman doing what they always do, either in any event or every month, which is the promotions and all that, always helps. But what helped also big time, besides the belief, I believe that this we can help a lot of leaders in Mexico for the urgency not only to believe more in themselves that they can be the next directors, but the urgency to act. And I think that's going to be the key right now from right now till the end of this year, because in Mexico, which we have the opportunity to be a reference for the rest of Latin America, I think it's a great opportunity that happened last weekend or this weekend, that the end of this year, we're gonna have an amazing opportunity to create a lot of more team leaders and a lot of more directors that all Latin America and the rest of the world can get impacted. So thank you very much, Danny.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ivan Tapia. You know, I know many of you are in United States and Canada, and maybe, your team is building locally in your city, in your state, or maybe you're building it strong, on social media, but just within Canada or within the United States. And, we have a saying, which is not just a saying, which is, I believe is one of the core principles of making a great success happen in Remont, which is what I live by and what I, would teach and share everywhere I go, which is think global and build local. Like the reality is, I was born and raised in Korea. I've been in Las Vegas since I was, a teenager. I've never lived anywhere outside, and I didn't know anybody outside of, Korea and Las Vegas. But because someone gave me the vision, and someone trained me and helped me and kept talking about it. Like, when you're not exposed to it, you're not thinking about it. And when you're exposed to it and you realize that your opportunity has extensions of, larger footprint, and you start thinking about it. And even though I didn't know anybody in Mexico, even though I didn't know anybody in other markets, because I'm thinking about it and I'm talking about it, and you're hearing stories and you're learning about it, it opens up the doors of opportunities for the right people that you may come across, cross path in your life somehow, either social media or maybe someone locally, and they happen to know someone you meet locally, they know someone that knows someone, or they just moved to a certain country, they just moved back from a country, or their brother or sister, lives in the country, or whatever the case may be. If you're not thinking about it, if you're not hearing the stories about it, if you're not hearing the testimonials, and if you're not tuned into it, opportunities could pop up in front of you, and you will miss it. When we're not paying attention is when we miss out on what literally shows up right in front of us. And that is the reason why, you know, I love hearing these stories. I love sharing these stories because, if I'm only limited to what I currently have and what I'm currently doing, and if that's all I'm talking about, that's all I'm hearing, that's all I'm thinking about, then you're never going to grow further than that. Your success is never going to get bigger than that. But if you could hear other people's stories that maybe you don't have yet, and maybe you're strong in building teams and recruiting, but maybe you're not strong in getting customers. But when you hear Kimberly's story, when you hear Anna's story, when you hear Courtney's story, when you hear Kate's story, you keep hearing it and you keep exposing yourself to the areas of business that you don't have. Now you're tuned in to what is happening, and it will open up doors of opportunities for you to participate and have participation in what's happening in that side of the business. Does that make sense? So maybe you live in a city, and your 100% of your business right now is in the city and the state you're living in. But I want to encourage you to pay attention. I want to encourage you to really pay attention to the stories of the areas of the business that maybe you're not necessarily participating in now, so you could be tuned in to open up opportunities that will come your way. Because in these areas of the business, I'm a firm believer that success is something you attract, by you being ready and you becoming the person and you being tuned into what's going on. So once again, congratulations. Thank you for your leadership. It is fun to talk about because just like Rodrigo talked about, yes, in Latin America, we're celebrating Mexico 1 year and just the beginning of expansion in Latin America. United States, we're celebrating 3 years of operation in United States and Canada. Asia expansion outside of Korea, we're just celebrating 2 years. And celebrating 2 years, we just had a Macau convention last weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And it was kind of funny yesterday. I'm sitting front row, and I'm, of course, me and Mr. Tim Her, we like to exercise our neck, we like to exercise our neck, and we like to exercise, our back, so we're doing this, we're paying attention, I mean, if anybody's raising hands, I'm raising my hands, and so like I had probably like 20 people ask me yesterday, you understand Spanish? I said, no, I feel it, but I don't understand it. But like I've sat through a full, 2 days of convention only spoken Spanish. I don't understand it. Last weekend I was in Macau. The whole convention was in Chinese. I don't understand it, but I'm doing the same thing in the front row. So it's fun. It's exciting. I know Mr. Steve Haney is going to the airport right now. He's flying to Phoenix. He was in Macau. We had an incredible convention, our second convention in Macau. And I know he's going to the airport, but I asked him if he could briefly share with us what happened in Macau and what's happening since Macau and how everybody's feeling. Thanks for joining us this morning and your leadership, Mr. Yan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Danny Bay, and great to be on this call with all of you guys. Literally right now, I came back from Asia 2 days ago. I'm going back to Asia today. Only been here for the weekend, and the Macau convention was truly phenomenal. I mean, it was, there was a breakthrough for so many people. There was so many promotions. There was so many great testimonials and stories, and I want to share with all of you guys a very inspiring story with a new director. A new director got promoted this past, last weekend, 2 weeks ago in Macau. But what's inspiring about her story was she actually doesn't speak. She only does sign language, and her entire team does sign language. And it just shows you what's possible that an individual that can't speak was still be able to join the Riemann opportunity, was still able to do pop-ups, was able to still host meetings, and still became a director for the Riman company in Asia as well. And it showed everybody, like, what's your excuse, right? Someone that didn't speak was still able to make it happen and become a director as well. So hearing that type of story was so inspiring and so impactful. A lot of people that came, that past weekend, I remember, going to different teams meetings, and everyone made big commitments that weekend. I believe that that weekend, the information that was shared, the testimonials that were shared, all the training that was shared, it really gave people an eye opener on to really what Riemann is capable of doing and the type of opportunity we really have in front of us. A lot of times, we join Riemann, but we don't really see the big vision. We don't really see the big opportunity. So that convention, Macau, really gave people that bigger vision and bigger eye opener. It's like, wow, this is a really big deal. And that weekend, everybody was making commitments, telling themselves, you know what? Okay, I'm going to finish up team leader in the next 30 days. I'm going to finish up director next 90 days. I'm going to finish up senior director next 3 months, right? People were making commitments and dates. And that's the beauty about convention, right? People make big decisions at big events. And that's what happened over in Macau this past, 2 weekends ago. And coming out of that event, everybody right now is booking more pop-ups, more meetings, really working hard towards their goals. And it's just amazing to see how powerful and impactful a convention can be. And at the same time, it's a reminder for all of us that we need to all promote convention even more to get more people out there, to get more people to believe even bigger, and to set even bigger goals as well. So I'm so excited because I'm going back out to Asia now, and a lot of events happening in Asia. Can't wait for you and your team members later as well. So thank you so much, Mrs. Danny Bay. Great to be here, of course, and pass the call back to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Stephen. And I have to say, man, you look good, man. I mean, I mean, I don't know if anybody else could look better than that in Uber, on the way to the airport this early. I appreciate your leadership and everything you're doing. Now let's talk about what's happening in North America right now. We have two major promotions that's happening right now that we all should be really focusing on and making sure that we're having a lot of conversations about, for next 4 days. We got last 4 days of April left. We just announced a few days ago the Mother's Day promotion, which we're very, very excited about. Here's a couple of special things about the Mother's Day promotion, obviously. The new Radianson line, which we also just announced in Mexico, from over the weekend, which people are very excited about. You know how I feel about New Radiance 100. It's yes, we have glow and glass skin from ICD line, but when you actually experience it with Radiance 100, it's different glow. It's not even just enhanced glow; it's different glow, and you have to experience it. Literally, after 2-3 days of using it, you will experience it. The story, the particles, the toner, 81 billion, with world population is 8 billion, 81 billion particles in the toner, 100 billion particles in the essence, and the 120 billion particles in the cream. You know all about Radiance 100. You know how I feel about it. It's incredible. Now, with that, we have, free gift, which is a limited edition, the Kutsunyoshi, which is super cool. But another thing that you see in Give Her Essential Bundle, this is something that, I want you to understand that these, the hand care products from Butolab, these products were not designed to, it was designed to be Korea exclusive products. Obviously, we've been operating in Korea for 8 years, and they have some additional products that was originally designed and prepared as a local products only. So these are Korea exclusive products, but for this time only, that it's going to be available in this Mother's Day promotion, in this, set in the Give Her Essential Bundle. And now I got to experience it, the Botolat hand wash as well as the Botolat hand cream, which hand cream, the packaging, of course, about our packaging. It's absolutely beautiful. Scent is incredible. The feel is amazing. You feel super hydrated. And, of course, we love our Botolat body cream, but it's big, it's a big product. So it's not something you could easily carry in your purse or backpack or things in your car and things like that. But this hand cream is absolutely perfect. It's a perfect gift. It's a perfect to use. And once again, this is Korea exclusive products that is only available in this Mother's Day set. You will not see it as an available product after the Mother's Day promotion. So just understand that these are very, very exclusive opportunity, for us to get, but also for us to get for as future gifts or, for future presents, for our loved ones, or even as a gift for, some of our partners and customers, running promotions and things like that. So we have three exciting Mother's Day promotion. And of course, the Radiant 100, the bundle where all three products are in one packaging. Those are limited editions. Company only ran one production of it. Those are not in production. We are not going to have those available. It's only available during this special time and with limited quantities. So all these understand that I know the dates are going until May 3rd. That started, a couple of days ago, but I want you to know that even the dates are until May 3rd, the quantities are limited and there's a high chance that these will sell out prior to the deadline. So I wouldn't wait. I would take full advantage of it. I think Radiant Some, the bundle set is a cool limited edition box and packaging to have, for all the leaders as well. I think you should definitely take advantage of that, and it's going to be awesome. Obviously, we have a promotion going on right now with the April. We've never had a fast start promotion like this. Many of the leaders were asking about it. This is something that, we usually don't have. It's not possible for the company to run, but, coming out of the successful Long Beach convention and all the momentum, that is being created. And of course, March being a record-breaking month of having the highest success for pretty much everybody. It was the highest record revenue for the company outside of, ever since we started the global expansion globally, and which we're very, very excited about. And one second, somebody started trying. A second, here we go. So we company decide to do something aggressive in a way that we have never done before, and usually we're not able to do. And that promotion is happening right now, and we got 4 more days, including today, to take full advantage of this. What's cool about this is as long as they have a start date in April, as long as they sign up, today, tomorrow, or by end of April, then they have 7 days. So if someone joins today, they have 7 days from today, even though we're into May. If they join today, they have 30 days from today, which they're already into end of May. And they could earn double or triple travel point tours, of course, the Bahamas that all of us are going to qualify. And also, they could get between $100 up to $500 cash bonus for doing something we want to do anyways. Obviously, no one joins the business to stay as a planner. Becoming a senior manager should be the game plan and goal for any planner that's getting started in the business, even if they're planning to do the business part-time, because for same activity, just a retail customer purchasing the product, instead of making 10%, you're making 30%. You could triple your retail commission opportunity, and you only have to do it one time. We all know it. It's a lifetime rank, and it'll be silly for anybody not to do it. So we want to make sure that we're sharing the importance of manager, senior manager positions, how to unlock double and triple commission, how those are lifetime ranks. They just have to do it one time. If you're going to do it anyways, might as well. Let's focus, get it out of the way in first 7 or 30 days. So you could get double or triple points and get extra $100 to $500 bonus. Having a lot of those conversations with every planner that you help to enroll in the business, anybody that you thought about sharing the opportunity with, I would not wait. I would not hesitate. I would talk to everybody now. And we got 3.5 days, 4 days left to take advantage of this April promotion. So let's make sure that we're taking full advantage of this. The recruiting numbers for your team between now and at the end of the month should be, in my opinion, you should literally double, if not triple, of new people signing up in your team between now and at the end of the month than you had in first 26 days of the month. Now, those, if you intentionally plan on doing that, if you have conversations with all your planners and managers and senior managers and everybody in your team today and remind them of the April promotion and remind them of the Mother's Day promotion and have those activities with your team next 4 days where everybody is getting their list out and sharing the opportunity and let them in the business and have a start date of April so they could participate in the promotion. I know that you're going to create great momentum through it, but also you're going to identify future leaders from it. So I'm super excited about it. Quick reminder for those of you that have people in Chile, Colombia, Peru, Spain, Ireland, and Italy. At the end of this month, so the next 4 days, April 30th, is the closing of the first month business for Chile, for Spain, and for Ireland. So if you have people in those marketplaces, maybe they're 10,000 SPOA, 20,000 SPOA, 30,000 SPOA. I believe that 4 days in a pre-launch situation with focused effort, it is possible. It is possible to create more results in 3-4 days of focused time to close the first month of business of pre-launch market, to participate in the first month team leader pre-launch promotion like we have, that we'll never have again. Once the market launches, we could never do that again. It's actually physically impossible to do it, and they have one chance to participate, to take advantage of it. I believe that every participant in Chile and Spain and Ireland should reprioritize whatever they have going on next 4 days and do their absolute best, do their very best to become a team leader and take advantage and participate in this promotion. Anybody that's in Colombia and Peru and Italy right now, we started literally 12 days ago, April 15th, and that goes until May 31st as a first month of business. But here's the thing, if you have people in Italy and Colombia and Peru, worst thing they could do is to wait for May 31st. The best thing they could do is to prepare for May 31st by creating the best story now. What they want to do right now is create the story. Hey, I became a senior manager, first 3 days, first 10 days. I helped this person get started and they became a senior manager 1 day, 2 days, 7 days. And as you know, the pre-launch markets, the 7-day and 30-day fast start promotion is applying in all the markets. So you don't want to wait until the end of the first month close. You want to do it in 7 days. You want to do it in 30 days, and you want to help as many people as possible to take advantage of that. So if you have people in those marketplaces, quick reminder, if you have people in Colombia and Peru, we're going to be making an announcement in the next couple of days. Next week, Monday, we're going to be doing a pre-launch game plan call for Colombia and Peru. And it's going to be a special call for Colombia and Peru. Next week, Monday night, we're going to be having a flyer out from Mexico office in next day or two. That's going to be awesome. You want to get everybody in Colombia and Peru on that call. It's going to be a powerful call, and it's going to give everybody clear direction on how to fully maximize the full month of May with the pre-launch call. So we're super excited. And I know for a fact that April, we are already, at super high. Some of you had a record-breaking month in March, and April is already bigger for you in April. And some of you are right there neck to neck from March. I want to encourage you to focus and close April strong. I believe that many of you have the potential to make April your record-breaking month yet up to this point and set another record this month. So congratulations on everyone. Last but not least, we're going to head out to California and hear from our Monday morning coach, our national director, Mr. Timur. Thanks for joining us. I know we have a special call coming up this Wednesday. I know we got a lot happening. We appreciate everything you do, and thanks for joining us this morning, Mr. Timur.
Mr. Danny, listening to you talk at the airport, kind of a little bit quiet, right? It reminds me of about 26 years ago talking to people at UNLV in the library, right? The same voice, man, brings me back to many decades ago, man. This is exciting. I mean, the fact right now that everything's happening right now at once, it's like, man, this is going to be the most exciting close of the month that we've ever experienced. There's so many impending events coming together at one time. Like, I've never been more fired up for an end of the month close. And 30 years ago when I got started in this profession, my mentor told me, he said, success in this industry is a series of impending events. So I'm going to outline all the impending events that I'm promoting, And some of them you're going to go, ooh, I need to do a little bit of better job promoting that one, right? But I'm going to break it down real quickly because literally some of us have, majority of us have been building up for a very big close, right? We've been planting seeds all month long. You got to have an April start date for this fast start bonus. You got to have an April start date. You know, obviously travel points for the starter sets are only available this month. There's going to be so many upgrades right now, but let me just go over. I'm going to go over kind of in no particular order. It's not like this one's more important. I would just write them down. But biggest thing right now, obviously, we all know, right? Anybody that has what? February start date, what do we want to be doing? Right? February start dates. If anybody right now is going, I have no idea, we got problems, right? Because you should be doing, right? Three months, right? 3 months is coming up. So that volume in February of all the volume is going to fall off for senior manager. So obviously right now we're promoting and looking at our reports and saying, wait a second, who got started in February? What volume's going to fall off, right? You know what I mean? So you got to be aware of that and make sure you make people aware of it. I've had, and mainly the reason why I'm saying we have to do that is because when you look at our compensation plan, where's the big massive rewards at? It's for the people on this call. Make no mistake about it. This comp plan is loaded at team leader, right? It's loaded with income and team leader. So a lot of this stuff, the heavy lifting is done by us, right? Because the company rewards us obviously so well at this rank. So we want to make sure that as team leaders that we take responsibility for our organization and we know who got started in February. So we can do what? You know, make sure that anybody that's running for senior manager, bang, we're helping them be aware. We're game planning with them and their upline senior manager or upline team leader. Now, obviously, the next thing is December start dates. Why is December start dates important? There's people right now that we're doing what? Creating as team leaders. So we're running with people right now that are team leaders. We've got to make sure that anybody got started in December or anybody with high volume in December, because sometimes it might, you know, all that volume in December is going to fall off, right? So we go off that rolling start dates. I mean, the rolling volume months, 5 months for what? Team leaders. So we're looking at December. Why? We want to know who our team leaders are, right? Because this business is all about promoting and developing and rank advancing, right? Obviously, when you look at our comp plan, right? We all know, right? Where's the biggest money in our comp plan is what? The 85% match bonus, right? 40, 20, 10, 5, 5, 5. 85% match bonus is unheard of in our profession. So we want to be developing leaders like never before. What else is going on? 30 days upgrade, right? So anybody that got started at the end of last month, what's happening? You got 30 days to do what? To upgrade your starter sets. So we're looking right now like never before at the people that got started at the end of what? Last month. We're pulling that report. We're looking at who got started at the end of last month, and we're creating a frenzy around upgrade now. Okay, you want to connect the sponsors. Why do the sponsors want to upgrade them and get them a starter set? Travel points, right? This is the first month we've ever had travel points on starter sets, right? So it's a major promotion. We all know, right? Somebody gets a 1,500 point starter set, what happens? 50 travel points goes to the sponsor. Does the sponsor want to upgrade people? Obviously, right? If somebody gets started with a 1,000 point set, what happens? 25 travel points. Somebody gets started with a 300 point set, 5 travel points. So that's only available this month. So we want to be upgrading everybody right now like never before. Okay. Major upgrades are going to be happening. Okay. Major upgrades are going to be happening. So 30-day start date. We're thinking, boom, upgrades, right? Now what we're looking is people that got started this month with a 1,000 point kit or higher. What are we looking at? What are we looking at, right? If somebody got started with a 1,000 point kit, I've got to make sure that they got what? As a team leader, I need to make sure that all those people have their 10 lifetime customers so they can unlock their unilevel. See how smart that is, right? Now, obviously, we're looking at our entire organization, right? We're going to my business. We're looking at that report, and we're saying, okay, who's got 1,000 SP this month, or who needs 1,000 SP this month in personal volume to be able to unlock their what? Unilevel, right? I start with my senior directors, then I go to my directors, and I go to my then I go to my team leaders, then I go to my senior managers, and I'm making sure everybody's doing what? Unlocking their unilevel. Right? Because some people are I've had people, listen to this. I've had directors, I'm not going to say any names. Actually, I've had senior directors in my organization. I'm not saying any names because they will kill me. But they were 4 points away and didn't know it. And I called them like at 11 o'clock at night, being like, hey, you're 4 points away. I just want to make sure. I'm sure you probably already got the volume in. I don't want to be right telling you because I know you're a leader, but I just wanted to make sure. 4 points away from the unilevel. And they were, one of the top senior directors for that month. Would have cost him, incredible. So you got to double check. As a leader, you want to be double checking everybody in your organization. Make sure that all the I's are dotted. Make sure all the T's are crossed. Hey, we got to dot those J's too. Don't forget about the J's, right? Everybody talks about I's and T's, but don't forget the J's got to get a little dot, dot too, right? Now, 3 active customers. We got to make sure everybody's got their what? 3 active manager, senior manager. So there's so many pending events that we've got, 5 for what? Team leaders and higher. Okay. So we have to make sure that we are on this stuff, right? The team leaders, anybody that doesn't have their 10,000 yet, we've got to make sure that we get a game plan with them and get that done, right? If you've got any senior team leaders for any reason, you know what I mean, that haven't been maybe in phase 1, right? We got to get them in phase 1. We got to get them their 10,000 and we got to get them, then we got to get them elevated, right? We got to get them on a director run. Okay. We got to get them on a director run. We can't just get them their 10,000. We want to elevate their mind, right? It's like, hey, we got to be thinking 100, 100,000, not 10, right? So we want to, boom, blow their minds away. Top retailers. Are we looking at that? You better believe it, right? You're looking through your report, seeing who's around that 2,000, 4,000 mark and measuring those things. Remember, as a team leader, you want to accept responsibility for your organization, right? That's how you're going to get to director. That's how you're going to get to senior director. That's how you're going to get these. Because look, a senior director and a director is no different than a team leader. Okay, our directors and senior directors national, nobody's putting on their pants 2 legs at a time, right? Everybody's doing it 1 leg at a time, just like all of us. Then you're looking at what? Who's close to 20,000 as a team leader? Why? Because you get double the travel points. Who's close to 30,000? Why? Because they get triple the travel points. Who's close to 40,000? So we've got to be cognizant. We got to be aware. It's not magically going to happen, right? It's all about closing the month strong. So you're looking at your team leaders. Who's close to 20,000, right? Alarm bells have got to be going off. We got to get you that extra 1,000, man. We've got to make sure no matter what that we get you that because we want to get double travel points, right? So we're looking at all those things, right? We're looking at April 30th. Why is April 30th such a big deal? All these things are happening. But to me, the most important thing that's happening is what? On April 30th is the price of the tickets for Vegas are going up on May 1st, right? The new pricing begins. You guys know what I mean, right? The new pricing begins. So we've got to create a frenzy around registration. Everybody on this call knows. The only way when you get into massive amounts of volume, the only way that you double it is through what? Major events, right? Your DMO, your daily method of operation is not going to be able to be enough at a big level. At a small level, if you're doing 10,000, your DMO can change. You can do 20. Right? If you're doing 100,000, your DMO can change. You can do 200,000. You can change it with your DMO. However, when we're talking about millions and millions a month in volume, it cannot be doubled on DMO. Okay, I can't double my volume by working any harder. The only way I can double my volume is by promoting the convention. Right? The only way is having a bunch of people in one environment at the same time, boom, right? That you have their minds just go boom. So we have to understand, in order to make the big money in our profession, you can't make the big money in direct selling if you're not the master promoting events. So April 30th, the pricing is the last time to get in on the discount early bird special, right? Before the new pricing begins May 1st. So to help you do this, you guys, some of the top leaders in the organization, it's going to help you guys. This is I'm telling you, I love this family. We're going to be doing a Zoom at 4 p.m. You might want to write this down. This is the one you might want to write down and circle, highlight, whatever. 4 p.m. on Wednesday, the 29th. We're going to do a special call to promote the convention. Okay, it's going to be an announcement call about, things that are happening at the end of the month. We're going to touch on a lot of this stuff, but we're going to be talking about testimonials from different people, and it's going to be on this Zoom, 999-000-6191. Right? Password Riman. Same thing that we dialed into. We all know this number inside and out. 4 p.m. We're going to have a flyer. It's going to be coming out. You guys are going to love it. But yeah, 4 p.m. Pacific. You got it. That's right. We're going to make it 4 p.m. Pacific because obviously we all know 6 p.m. we got the Angie call, right? We got Product University. We can't be competing with Angie. All right? Angie's too good. But here's what we do know for sure. We're going to help everybody register their team. Do you see what's going on? We're all playing team here. Everybody's working together. We got some of the top leaders going to be sharing testimonies about events. It's going to be exciting, okay? And that's going to be happening the 29th, Wednesday, the 29th. Thursday, we know, right, what's going on? Pay period deadline, right? We know April 30th, pay period deadline. We know 11:59 Pacific. I always tell people, it's like, to me, in my mind, it's like Cinderella's, carriage is going to turn into a pumpkin, right? That's the kind of alarming urgency I create, right, in my mind, okay? I don't obviously promote that, but I promote urgencies, but so we got the April 30th deadline is going to be massive, okay? So we got to get the discount tickets, take advantage of that. I've been promoting that like nonstop, building up for that. Now, a couple of things Mr. Danny Bay touched on was what? Fast start bonus. People have to get an April start date. Mr. Danny Bay said something so critical. We've never ran a promotion like this. Every promo we've ever had has always ended in the month we've had it. This is the first time in the history of Riman we have a promotion that's going to carry forward into next month, meaning there's going to be an influx of people sneak in on April 30th, right? Because they want to get that start date. We know that's going to happen. What do we have to do? Make sure, number one, they're getting starter sets. Hello. Number two, we got to make sure what? Right? We launch all those people and get them running for senior manager within a 7-day period. And if they run hard for 7 days and they end up hitting it in 20 days, they still get that bonus. So our volume in May is going to be created by the next couple days here as we close out this month and getting everybody whipped into a frenzy about this promotion that we've got our hands on right now. We don't want to let this window of opportunity slip through our fingertips. Okay, this is huge. Okay, so we got this April start date. There's going to be so many people trying to sneak in. I got to get an April start date. But don't just get people started that are going to get like $20 spot. What? No, we got to get some. We want to set people up for success. We're not trying to shoot our people in the foot. So how do we do that? Woo! We get everybody a set right and they get started. Okay, we want to make sure products. And then obviously we all know this moment in time is never going to happen again. We got the Mother's Day special going on right now. This thing's going to sell out. We know that. Everything, the excitement right now is at an all-time high. But the key is guess what? Being in the right place, the right time is never enough, right? You can be on the right track and get ran over if you just sit there. You guys see that? We've got to run right now like never before. This is going to be the biggest end of the month close we've ever experienced. Everybody knows it. Okay, this is going to be huge. There's so many impending events right now that are pointing in one direction that are going to get everybody closing out the month like never before. My excitement level right now is at an all-time high because I think we can double our volume. I think we can double our volume. That's how fired up I am right now. We can double our volume between now and the end of the month. Okay, usually about in the last 3 days of the month, usually about 40-50% of the volume comes in. I think we're going to double it between now and the end of the month. I have a sneaking suspicion that's what's going to happen. Okay, I think we're going to go all out, man. So I'm more fired up than ever before. I've got my surfboard because there's a tidal wave coming. Okay, there's a tidal wave of success coming. I got my surfboard and I'm paddling out because we're going to make this thing happen together. So I apologize. I'm too excited. I know some are like, God dang it, Tim. You know what? You know, I don't like when you get excited. It scares me. But I'm telling you guys, I'm too excited not to let you guys all know about it. So I'm fired up like never before. I love you guys. Hopefully some of these ideas you're like, ooh, I need to promote that more. Hopefully all this stuff, you're like, dude, I'm already on it. But if there are a couple, you're like, we're going to make it happen like never before. Exciting things happening like I've never seen before. So April start date is going to be huge. Getting everybody on that call on Wednesday to make sure that we get a ton of registrations for the convention. Let's make it happen like never before. Mr. Danny Bay, appreciate your time. Commitment like never before. Is at the airport, right? And getting everybody excited. You now just turn around and pass out applications to all those people around you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Timmer. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a great, great week. Have a great close of the month, and we'll see you this Wednesday on our upcoming Zoom call. All right. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.